Hello everyone, welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're taking a look at Mono Black Aggro in Thomas format. So this is a deck that kind of disappeared as of recent in Timeless, but ever since the Avatar set came out, there are a couple of cards from the Mono Black Aggro that got extremely good as a result. And they are the Dothy Voidwalker and the Opposition Agent. The Voidwalker currently at the moment shuts down multiple things such as the Delve spells, Deathray Shaman, Entomb and Reanimate, the Strip Mine loop that the Voidwalker can also shut down in the format, and even something like a Psychic Frog as well. And now we got Opposition Agent, which can also be played on turn 1 using Dark Ritual, shutting down all the fetch lands. But more importantly, we have things like Mystical Tutor, and there's also Entomb. Entomb is also a search effect, so that's something that the Opposition Agent can also shut down as well. Not to mention, against the Dark Depths deck, Crop Rotation also happens to be a search effect, Sylvan Scrying happens to be a search effect. So there's a lot of pesky cards that the Opposition Agent stops at the moment, which is really sick. So yeah, I just wanted to try out Mono Black Aggro, even though nothing really changed, but the deck got significantly better as a result of the current metagame. So I wanted to show you guys a deck from the past. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on there. Alright, let's give this a go. It's not the greatest hand. Opponent's playing Loris. I don't think I want to keep the grief there because I'm just going down on so many cards. Oh wow. Okay, so they're gonna take away the Reanimate here. Okay, so that's a good information because this means they don't have a Force of Negation in hand. Into a Fatal Push. Okay, so I think I'm just going to maybe get the Bowmaster out now. So playing this right now means that it's good against Counterspell. But if they have a Bowmaster of their own, it's kind of bad. I'll just play it right now. Could be wrong. Because if I don't play the Bowmaster right now, and they have a fetch land, they can just, you know... It's kind of bad. Another Bowmaster. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna keep attacking. I think that's probably a good idea. So again, I'm actually gonna do the same. I'm just gonna attack here. We have 5 damage coming in. Arn. Okay, Strip Mine's good. Why didn't they attack, by the way? It's kind of strange that opponent actually didn't attack there, despite having a fatal push. Strange. So that's their third fatal push. Oh, wow. So let's say I reanimate a Bowmaster. Let's say I reanimate a Bowmaster. I take 2, I go to 8. Opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Potentially 7 damage next turn. So I would go to exactly 1. Let's say I reanimate, ping the Psychic Frog. It becomes... goes to 1, 1. They discard 4. And I attack. It's not good enough, right? Let's try to, let's get a Voidwalker. At least this can just get in there for damage right now, which is really good. And we're gonna pass. Oh, they have an Orchestral Master, but that still doesn't change the clock because they had to use a card to deal 1 damage, which basically translates to 1 damage for the Psychic Frog. Yeah, this is definitely not looking good. So 4, 5, 6. They have exactly 6 damage here. So what does this say? While an opponent searches, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards. I guess I'll just grab a Surveil Land. They play a Standstill and a Mana Leak. Ooh. Oh. Okay. That's great news, actually. Let's say I Fatal Push this. Opponent has 1, 2, 3. I attack here. So I block. I take 1 damage. Perfect. Deathray Shaman. Do I have enough time? Let's say they get a Fatal Push. Fatal Push this. I take 2 damage. I think I do have time. Attack. So we'll get rid of a Psychic Frog. Wow. Very close game. Alright, we'll play Abrupt Decay. Opposition Agent was unironically pretty good there, but I'm not sure how good it is against them. Since they don't play Entomb, the Opposition Agent only kinda, nullifies the fetch lands. I'm kind of thinking maybe a Wary Zone Guard might be a little bit better here instead of an Opposition Agent. The Voidwalker was absolutely insane. I think the Edict does answer Tamio, but probably not that good. Okay. Architect comes out. A Voidwalker. A Voidwalker. Barrowgoyf here would be sick, but... Since I can't really play the Voidwalker next turn anyways, maybe that's the card that I want to get rid of here. Or maybe Dark Ritual. Nah, let's get rid of a Voidwalker. So they have a Fatal Push. Shawdra's Edict. I think the Fatal Push is the card to go here. Stand still. Okay, Deathray Shaman was actually a pretty good draw. I think I like that quite a bit here. That's going to make opponent use the Shawdra's Edict. I think. No, they go with the Psychic Frog. Interesting. Very interesting. I bet they didn't know I was playing Weary Zone Guard. So we can't eat opponent's graveyard because of the Psychic Frog, obviously. Okay, this actually might be a race between the ground creatures and okay, opponent surrenders. Oh, turn 1 Oppo Agent? Oh my god. I mean, that is just mean. Oh no, they have like a Solitude or... No, they have a Solitude or like a Subtlety or something. Okay, I guess we have to Thoughtseize. Oh no, it was Once Upon a Time. No. No, we got double whammied. if I just went Dark Ritual into Opposition Agent, it would have been just completely fine. But they're gonna strip mine me now, and then I have a tap land. Oh my god. So we need a land right now really bad. I can't believe it, like... If I just... Oh, okay, that's really good. Okay, so Dark Ritual, Oppo Agent, Voidwalker. Insane. Wait, did they just have it like that? Like Yavi Maya? They just have it like that? Oh no. Okay. Excellent. Yoink. Wait, they have a Dark Depths, but it's fine. Insane. I guess we don't want to take damage. So we need to find a strip mine like super fast right now, because they have a Dark Depths. Yeah, opponent has a Dark Depths, which isn't good. What? You're gonna surrender? Really? I don't even have a strip mine. Alright, so we're gonna want Worry Zone Guard. Very interestingly enough, the opposition agent is better than the Beregoyf in this case. Shaldra's Edict is really good. I think I want a copy of a Surgical because interestingly enough, opponent's playing Reanimate. Man, this deck is so well positioned. Like, look at this. Like, we shut down the graveyard with the Voidwalker. We shut down the searching, like Entomb, Fetch Land, Crop Rotation with the opposition agent. And we have a Strip Mine. It's so sick. Do I want Flute for, like, Thespian stage? Maybe. I think the Bowmaster is kind of bad. Opponent doesn't really draw. Okay, that's a mulligan. Although I can Deathray Shaman into Demonic Tutor, get a fetch land. Nah, let's just mulligan that. It's way better. Actually, I have a Reanimate with Grief here. I can't play the Voidwalker. A Troll of Khazad-dûm. So what is my plan here? I can cancel out the strip mines with my strip mines. But I also kind of want to Grief here. And then Reanimate. So opponent also has a Grief. I might actually take away the Worry Zone Guard and then just reanimate it. Wait, but then they have Abrupt Decay. No, they can't actually play it because they have a strip mine there. So we take the Wary Zone Guard, right? And then we reanimate it. Insane. Absolutely just... This actually might be just over. Unless they have... Yeah. Actually, no. They can't even... There's actually not a single card in that deck that can save them, right? Because this is the card that they draw, right? But because this is a tap land, even if this is a fatal push, they can't even revolt trigger right now. Oh my god. Alright, we kind of have like a bit of a mediocre hand, but like, do I want to mulligan this hand? Like, we have a decent hand, you know? Okay, we're playing against potentially like a Golgari mid-range. Yeah, we might be dealing with the Golgari mid-range here. So we need like a fatal push or something. Grief. I could try to grief opponent with the opposition agent to see if they have a removal spell. Because I need this Voidwalker to stick, right? We are going down on quite a bit of cards though. So maybe not. Maybe actually. Because the Voidwalker needs to stick to shut down the Baragoyf here. It's a Bowmaster. I mean, potentially that was a mistake. Whoa. They're playing Olu. Interesting. Why are they playing blue? Oh, wow. I mean, that's insane. Also, how did it not trigger? Oh, it's a May Mill. I didn't know that. Yeah, I actually didn't know that. Alright, so I think I'm just going to reanimate a Sheoldred here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna reanimate a Sheoldred here. Since they're playing blue, most likely they have a lot of draw spells. Whoa, they actually topped it. Why would you top it? It must be a fatal push then. Yeah, it must be a fatal push. No, it's not. It's a Death Ray Shaman. So, what to do? What to do? 7, 9. I attack all. Let's say they have a fatal push this. 3, 4, 5. No, they can't actually use a Death Ray Shaman to deal damage because if they don't block, they have to gain life here, so this seems like a pretty easy attack. Nice. We've been winning a lot of games by just like stealing opponent's stuff. So, weirdly enough, opponents playing like splashing blue for things like Quantum Riddler. I haven't really seen their deck too much because they never milled. But Abrupt Decay should be pretty good. I feel like potentially because they're playing things like Quantum Riddler, they're splashing blue for potentially maybe Brainstorm Ponder. They could not be playing something like One Ring, so maybe I don't even bring this card. Also bring a copy of a Surgical. They could also be on Entomb, so maybe Opposition Agent is actually going to be pretty nice. I have to cut 3 cards. I'm gonna cut. I think I'm still gonna cut like 2 Oppo and a Bowmaster. Okay, this hand is not bad. We can get rid of everything with the Fatal Push. Instant Thoughtseize. They're probably gonna have to get rid of it, Reanimate. They can't really give me a creature here. Interesting. I am guessing maybe they have Surgical? Yeah, I'm guessing maybe they have a Surgical. So this will be a 1-for-1 still. I still have to do this because in case opponent has a Reanimate of their own, I still have to do this. So, you know, they Surgical is still a 1-for-1. It's not that bad. This one actually hurts because I have a Strip Mine. Since I can't play the Voidwalker with it. I think I do because I'm looking for another land here. Perfect. I've been fairly impressed with the Voidwalker this session. Oko, wow. Didn't expect that. They might want to elk it. The car is too powerful.
Let's broaden your existence.
Alright, what's the worst that could happen? They're just going to make one food, right? So I should just hit opponent's face. And then leave up Sheoldred and a Fatal Push. Okay, short. Into a Quantum Riddler. So in response to this trigger, because opponent tapped out here, I'm going to Sheoldred's Edict away the Oko, since they haven't used the loyalty ability. I'm going to play the Shaman. So here's another problem. If they play Wary Zone Guard, I have to strip mine up on opponent's turn. I guess I can still do that, thinking about it. Yeah, we'll get rid of a Watery Grave here. This way, the Fatal Push still has that Revolt trigger, and they can't play the Quantum Riddler. If they draw land, that is. Alright. Oh. So I can keep pressuring my opponent's life total with the Deathray Shaman here. Which would be cool. But I could also just play this and pressure opponent's life total anyways. I'm still unsure if they play Wary Zone Guard. Do I have to get rid of this Deathray Shaman? I think I do. We'll just get rid of it right now. Like, since we have the lethal here, they have to get rid of this board, otherwise they die. Alright, I think I'll play one more game with this deck. Let's see. I like that we have a Grieve. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I'll draw like a Dark Ritual. Into a Strip Mine. Alright, so I'm going to Grief here. The best card I could have drawn was a Dark Ritual here. Double Fatal Push. I'll take away the Fatal Push. Seems like opponent's playing maybe a Reanimator? I can't tell because they're all fetch lands. Oh my god, if I had a Dark Ritual here, I actually would have won, right? Because in response to opponent fetching, I just Dark Ritual into a Poison, and then they have 3 fetch lands. No! I'm so sad. So right now, let's say I draw a Dark Ritual. Maybe I dissuade opponent from fetching. So maybe I'll play the Strip Mine. An opponent won't fetch. And that way next turn I draw Dark Ritual and then I Dark Ritual into Opposition Agent and just lock opponent out of the game. Maybe. Seems like they drew a 3-mana card potentially. Okay, it was a Reanimate. Lucky. At least Reanimate's out of the way, right? I guess that's a thing. Speaking of Reanimate. Okay, so I'll play the Send Pass. Into a Shaman. No to another Reanimate. Alright, we have a Fatal Push. I think I Reanimate Brief. Get rid of maybe a Fatal Push here. Definitely, like, not the best Reanimate target, but still okay. I think getting rid of Reanimate as soon as possible is pretty important because opponent has a Deathray Shaman as well. We actually might be dealing with... Wait, you're just going to use everything? Interesting. So now even if they like top deck a troll, they can't actually play it because they got rid of a Dark Ritual. They topped it. Okay, we are in need of a Barragoyf off the top. I'm really hoping this isn't Entomb. Because I just need to play this as a blocker right now. Is it really another Bowmaster? Well, I have to block anyways. It's a Fatal Push? Sure. Alright, we have completely reset. Oh my god, that is gross. That is absolutely gross. Oh, that's kind of rough, actually. So do I gain life or what? I need a Baragoyf. Help me, Baragoyf! So they have maximum, like, what, 2? They have 2, 3 damage next turn. I think I have to gain life here. 9. So if I trigger Deathray Shaman twice, now 3 times, that's 6 damage. I have to deal at least 5 more damage to win the game. I don't think that's gonna happen. Alright, I think we lost. I mean, I can still top deck. Potentially, like, a Baragoyf. Yeah, another Baragoyf would do it, potentially. Baragoyf or Fatal Push. A Reanimate. 5. Bop bop bop. I don't know why they didn't just reanimate the Deathray Shaman, by the way. I was thinking about maybe letting this go and deal 3 damage with this, but it's still not that good. An Edict. I'm still very far off from winning the game, so... Man, this the Bowmaster is actually pretty pesky, isn't it? Do they not have blue mana anymore? Wow, they bottomed the Bowmaster. Why would you do that? You could be attacking. So another troll. Into a shaman. It's a lot of creatures. So that's my last creature. Belmerk's coming. It's looking pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. The Psychic Frog just, like, drew, like, way too many cards as well. There's still 13 cards in the graveyard, despite... I don't know why they don't just pump this card and they just win the game. Right? So currently I can't activate my Deathray Shaman. Because if I do activate it, I just take 2 damage. I think we lost. I just don't see a way out here. Alright, so seems like a very similar deck that I played against like a match ago, maybe, potentially. I think the Oppo agent, do they play Entomb? Like, I still have yet to see an Entomb. So opponent actually drew like 35 cards, and I didn't see an Entomb. So I'm gonna get rid of opposition agent. I'll have a copy of a surgical. Maybe a copy of a Bowmaster. Maybe not Bowmaster. What do I take out though if I don't get rid of a Bowmaster? That's the thing. Maybe a Demonic Tutor. I'm gonna cut. I'll just play 3 Wary Zone Guard. Okay, we're going first with the Reanimate Grief. Excellent. Do I want 8? I think I probably want a Thoughtseize because I only have 1 land. Alright, so... yeah, maybe I go with the Troll here. And then they probably shock into Inquisition. I feel like the One Ring's gonna be too slow for them. So we need to land quick so we can play these 2-mana cards out. They got rid of a... Alright. Final moment. Did we lose or did we win? Did we lose or did we win? Bravo. What a card. What a card Troll is. So opponent's even playing 1 ring. I'm almost confident opponent's not playing Entomb here. So if opponent's playing 1 ring, maybe Bowmaster is good. I think I'm just gonna get rid of a surgical here. Call it a day. So funny enough, we actually haven't seen a single game with Dark Ritual into a 3-drop on turn 1. In 7 matches. Okay, we do have Dark Ritual hand, but we are going second, so this is a bit of a risk, but we also have a Fatal Push with the Bloodstained Mire, so maybe something like this can work out here. Okay, so we're gonna see a Grief on our Dark Ritual. Pretty strong turn with the Grief here. I think I still have to do this. Alright, this actually might be our first loss. I did keep a very risky hand here, going second. Bale Merc. Into another Grief. We have a tap land. Unfortunate. Into a Thoughtseize. Probably gonna get rid of a Voidwalker. Maybe they're worried about a third land coming down into Werizongar, Baragoyv. Okay. Bravo. I think we go with the Werizongar because then we can leave up a Fatal Push Evoke trigger here. I'm actually very happy with how our top decks have turned out here. It's actually quite incredible. Alright, so this is an Orcish Bowmaster opponent has right now. Okay, Grief is actually pretty amazing. Or it could be a Surgical as well. Are they thinking about potentially shuffling our top? No? So they have one ring. Alright, we're gonna get rid of a one ring here. We're just constantly thinning our deck. I think the Belmerk is gonna come out a little bit too late, right? They're about to take 8 damage. And they just top deck a Surveil land, so not even a Grief can come out to block this. I think that actually might be game. My opponent may have thought that we were a mono black. So they play Grief and we win the game. Alright, GG's. I should have just attacked with the Grief. Right, good games, good games. I definitely got lucky this match. I'm not gonna lie. But I think I would have still kept that hand if I saw that again. All right. I think we went 6-0 or like 7-0 or something like that. Let me just check. Yeah, it was actually 6-0. So funny enough, we actually didn't do the most broken thing with the Dark Ritual into Oppo Agent, but we've actually seen like multiple games where like the Voidwalker just kind of like pressures your opponent's like total like so hard. Because this can't be blocked, right? This can't be blocked, and no other deck plays a Voidwalker at the moment because the Golgari mid-range is playing Ancient Tomb, right? They are playing Ancient Tomb and Strip Mine, so they can't really play the Voidwalker. Mono Black is like the only deck at the moment that's playing the Shadow card in the deck. So essentially, this is unblockable. So if you're wondering why there was no Ancient Tomb, that's actually the reason is because we are playing the Voidwalker. You could argue that, you know, we are playing Baragoyf and Opposition Agent, so, you know, wouldn't having something like Ancient Tomb be better? But currently, I'm trying to tackle the meta at the moment, so the Voidwalker is just absolutely fantastic at the moment. Not only shutting down like Entomb, Reanimates, even Psychic Frog. We have like Delve spells such as Treasure Cruise and even Strip Mines as well. Like people can't do like Strip Mine loops. It's just really sick. And this card also synergizes very well with things like Thought Seizes and Grief as well. We actually won multiple games with this plan. We Voidwalker, stole a Worry Zone Guard opponent has, and then we Voidwalker grab back the Worry Zone Guard onto our battlefield, and then got a land back, and then we can play like another card out of it, such as like a Deathray Shaman, things like that. The card is just so sick right now. The Baragoyf didn't really show up today, so we actually won every single game without even considering the Baragoyf. That is actually kind of crazy. Outside of that, potentially maybe like the Demonic Tutor isn't it. I've actually sideboarded this card out on multiple matches. It might be a little bit too slow, especially like how clunky this card is. Like, we're not really a combo deck per se. We're trying to win the game as fast as possible, right? So maybe Demonic Tutor is maybe like the wrong way to go about building this deck. Potentially maybe having another copy of the Thoughtseize is probably better. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to cut the Demonic Tutor for another copy of Thoughtseize. If you're also wondering about Urborg in the deck, we are not playing Urborg because this helps our opponent into turning fetch lands into swamp, so they can actually bypass our Hate Bear here, called the Opposition Agent. That's why we don't play any copies of Urborg. We're playing 2 copies of Sheldur's Edict because this is our removal spell versus like potentially like Valgavoth or Dark Depths or something like an Aatroxa, right? And it's also a pretty flexible card as well. We got to kill a Planeswalker today with this card too, so love this card. Yeah, I think the deck is pretty sick. A lot of good top decks. And I think it's fairly well positioned at the moment. Unfortunately, we actually didn't get to see any like Entomb today, so we couldn't really get people with the Opposition Agent, which is a little bit of a shame. So yeah, nothing especially new, but I just wanted to showcase a deck that kind of disappeared because it kind of gets overshadowed by the Golgari mid-range. This is actually pretty sick at the moment because we can play things like Voidwalker, Deathray Shaman, and Opposition Agent in the same deck. Yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.